Hey guys, Curveball Sliders here, and welcome to another custom showcase game. So I'm going to try something a little bit different today. I'm going to abandon the broadcast style I was going for before. Just try to keep things a little bit more real for you. Today I would like to match up one of my newer teams. Made it actually just after getting this game. And I would like to match them against one of the first teams I ever made. Let's see if we can find them. Ooh, this was a fun team. Everyone's named after a different sort of beer. We'll be seeing those at some point. The Banditos. So, no advantage to either side. We're going to be watching this game. We've seen a lot of Lafayette Corner in the Freebooters franchise, since that's their home field. So I think today, I'd like to see one of the other new stadiums. We'll check out Founders Field, I think. Let's just do a 5-inning game, see how that goes. And we haven't really seen the different, one of the new features in this game was different weather conditions at each field. So I'm kind of partial to nighttime myself. Let's go for that. And I just love the designated hitter. I know others don't, but I do. I didn't really do much work on any of these players, so I just happen to like the custom ones that came out. I would say the Irish Brigade is a team that really, I guess at the plate is more power focused, but they're really more of a defensive and pitching team overall, but not super great at anything. Spool Lucas is theoretically the ace. Personally, I prefer Caitlin Wilkerson. She's got more of a fastball arsenal and stat line. I also have two spot starter relief pitchers. Rusty Fury is probably my favorite name they came out with, but he's kind of terrible too. So why don't we start Caitlin for them? And I'll just go with that lineup. Pretty sure I set that up. The Banditos, this is a team that's been around forever, as far as I'm concerned. Earl Edwards, the ace pitcher, but my guy Jackson Muhammad. This was back when $1 Million Arm came out. Actually, it might have been a little before that, but I was kind of into the story. So the idea of a Middle Eastern baseball player kind of like captured my mind. Jackson is super young. I actually... when this game came out and they started doing ages, I moved him down to like 22. So the idea here is we have a developing ace pitcher, but he's already excellent. The pitch selection I gave him before, I actually modified that a bit. He had oh goodness, what was it? He didn't have many breaking pitches. I think it was like a slider and a changeup, so I changed that to a screwball and a forkball. Forkball is one of my favorite pitches in the game. Melky Splits, she's been really terrible for me for some reason every time I've played as this team, but on paper she's really good. Really good contact. She doesn't hit with a lot of power, but all her other stats are superb. Excuse me, I had a nice little tequila-based drink. Actually, that's a rum-based drink. I've already had enough that I forgot what was in it. With me, anyway, it's still super hot up here. Prawn Bellamy, weird name, not a great number 2 hitter. I mean, I'm going to leave the lineup as it is, but, Dude Diligence. I want to say his last name was Diligence when the random name generator made him, and I just changed it to Dude. Joey Eccles, this was back when Mark Teixeira was the Yankees' first baseman, and I was just kind of taken with that open stance, like, super slow, super powerful dude. Mark Teixeira has kind of been in the news recently for being dumb about player demands during this whole coronavirus baseball closure, but when he was playing, he was one of my favorite players, even when he had a terrible postseason in 2009. Jack Collins, good all-around player. Chip Morgan, I just like I like the look. Drake Baggins, he was actually fully customized by me when I made Jackson Muhammad. They were kind of like a pair, like you had the rookie ace pitcher and then the older catcher kind of coming in, showing him the ropes. I was younger at the time. I kind of liked those storylines. Sandy Harshwinter, I didn't even touch her. She turned into like the hero of my Super Mega Baseball 2 season. So, and that was like the first one. She was just amazing. And then every season after that, she's been terrible. But that first one always stuck with me. So I always play her leadoff now. And, you know, she hits like 184 every season. I don't get it, but whatever. And the bench, I don't know why the heck he would be DH there. Everyone else on the bench is a better hitter than Antonio Nickerson. I think ran cross at one point. Why don't we start him there? That was kind of weird. Alright, lineup looking good. Let's watch a little bit of ball. So, you can see kind of the game comes up with its own ratings for these teams. They're not always the most accurate just because it's going on overall. It just adds all the numbers together, I think. And some players obviously better than others. Anyway, like I said, I haven't played much with the Irish Brigade. I like the logo design I did for them. I like the uniforms I made. I know they look kind of like someone vomited some spinach on cloth, but I like the orange and green theme they got going on. Banditos, like I said, they're just classic for me. So we got Jackson Muhammad on the mound. Oh, I did leave the slider with him, so he's got
the first baseman, number 89.
He's got fastball, slider, changeup, forkball. Ooh. And Drake has a little bit of trouble handling that one, huh? So Brayley Blevins now at the plate. When I've played Jackson in this game so far, he has, well, there's an example of it. He hasn't really been as great as I would have hoped. But, I don't know, he's an interesting one. I think he's one that if we had him in a franchise, you'd need to develop that junk stat a little bit maybe, and there we go. He also, and there he goes, he walks another. So off to a terrible start so far after the initial strikeout. Gertie Friedman's a great hitter too, so this is going to be, ooh, there's a pop up to center field. And Sandy Harshwinter is going to drift under that one for the second out. Runners will remain.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
This stadium is just one of those that you have, it's like an arena. Like, you just get that sense, the people just all around you. It's really well done. So, well hit ball, and Muhammad will field, fires to first in time, and gets out of trouble there in the first after throwing about 18 pitches. That'll bring Caitlin Wilkerson to the mound for the Irish. So, we'll see how Melky does here. You can hear in the franchise videos, the announcer will say the names, and here he's just saying the numbers. So I don't think I've gone over that at this point, but even with randomized names, even for free agents that'll appear in franchise, he just does numbers. They only pre-recorded those lines for the players themselves, the players that they made, that is. And they're going to send Melky right away, and terrible throw, rolls to second. Now I do want to say, when that happens, sometimes if the second baseman can grab it, that actually is an advantage because it'll get to the bag quicker, and it puts their glove lower, it puts them closer to the swipe. So when the catcher throws it and it kind of rolls to second base, and there's a strikeout for Prawn Bellamy. As I was saying, the catcher grabs it, goes for the swipe, and actually we'll get the runner easier. So it's something that's been going on for 2 games now. I guess it's on purpose. See if they send the runner. They're not gonna. So there's the second out. Runner's still on second. And here's my guy Joey. RBI Man gives a nice little contact and power boost when there's a runner in scoring position. It's a very powerful trait. Whiffer means in a 2-strike count, he will receive a contact boost. I don't think he gets a power, or not a contact boost, I'm sorry. A contact penalty. It looks like he doesn't get a power penalty. So, see what he does here. Turning into kind of a battle here, so very impressed, especially with that trait. And Joey will walk. Caitlin Wilkerson's got 2 on, 2 out now.
The shortstop, number 14.
And a nice little slider in there for a strike. One thing, these AI versus AI games were in the second game, but only in exhibition games like this one. So I could make 2 teams, pit them against each other. But as far as seasons went, they're going to try a double steal, and she walks them. So that'll load the bases with 2 outs here. Chip Morgan up to bat.
Number 65.
And as I was saying, she's already thrown 30 pitches here in this first inning. I think there's only 5 today. So the AI versus AI games were something they added into... oh, wow, that's a well-hit ball to right. The fielder is going to stop against the wall, and that's into the plants. So Chip Morgan, not known for power, but he's going to get a good grand slam there. Not sure there could be a bad grand slam, but outstanding job at the plate for him. So Caitlin Wilkerson off to a rough start after getting a quick 2 outs. Well hit ball right there. Drake Baggins is going to get on. That's rolling all the way back to the door. The wall. They will not send him to second, so he's on there with one of the longest singles you ever see.
Center fielder, number 45.
As I said, my favorite player now. I just love this stance. It's like Little League stance, but I don't know. Definitely placebo effect when I'm playing. I feel like I can see better on that stance, but and well hit grounder. Third baseman's gonna have trouble grabbing that. Both runners will get on. I was saying, like, certain stances you feel like you see the ball better, but not always. And it's like Rand Cross is gonna pop up and end that threat, but 4 across for the Banditos in the first inning on the grand slam by Chip Morgan. So see if the Irish can get some kind of answer going after going down in the first. So I misspoke a little bit before with Jackson Muhammad's pitch selection. He never had a curveball. He had a screwball, and I changed that to the fork. And walks her to start the second inning.
The right fielder, number 10.
One thing I'm hoping that they'll add to the game at some point soon would be the ability, and there she goes to second. Throw is in time. Had her beat by a mile. And another well hit ball to second. Melky splits with the diving stop, throws to first in time for the second out. So just like that, Banditos have 2 outs. 1 on, no out, went to 2 outs. And they didn't even have a double play, and he will pop up to, I believe, Diligence at? No, Jack Collins at short, I'm sorry, to end the inning.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 1.
And Showing out to second there, but got on the first, so I can't be too mad. See what Jack Collins can, or Colin Bellamy can do. And he'll ground out quickly. So, after throwing a 33 pitch first inning, or 38 pitch, Caitlin Wilkerson's kind of cruising right now. I said she is one of my favorite pitchers on this team, and I definitely prefer the pitcher position. And, wow, that's a well-hit ball, but it looks like it's going to be caught by Hightower to end the second for the Banditos. So they go down 1-2-3 pretty quickly after having an excellent first inning.
Now batting, the catcher, number 26.
And that was my drink again. Alright, so K-Man triggers when there's 2 strikes. Pitcher gets a boost to junk and velocity. In the simmer, a nice strikeout by Jackson. Looked like a fork ball right over the plate, but drops right off of it.
Number 8.
Hit through to left field. There's a single.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 89.
So Jackson only thrown. Oh, there's another hit right up the center. And Harshwinner will field and throw in. Runners now on first and second, 1 out. Third inning.
Number 3.
One thing I wanted to mention about some of these traits is that they're also effective in the simmer. So like K-Man will mean a pitcher throws more strikeouts if you sim a season. And that one's foul. Let's see if we can get the payoff here. Softly hit liner, Chip Morgan will grab it, and the runner will be safe at second, so they can't double him up there.
Number 28.
BB prone, meaning base on ball or walk prone pitchers will throw more walks if you just sim this season, or in 3-ball counts they'll suffer a accuracy penalty, I think. So there actually are pitchers in the game that are both K-Men, BB prone, and walks that one to walk the bases loaded.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
Similar position in the first inning, so let's see if we can get out of it again. Boy, just having a hard time finding the strike zone here. I have to say, like, one of the things I'm actually really enjoying about starting this series is this AI versus AI thing, because when I play the game, I'm just one of those people like, oh, a triple steal and he strikes her out. You know, I'm one of those people that, like, I'm not really good at the game, but I understand it well enough that at my difficulty levels, I play it pretty well, so I don't really have these seasons where my team struggle. So one of the things I'm actually really enjoying about the free boot is I'm getting, and there's a well-hit ball. Oh, that one's got a shot. Back to the warning track. Frost is going to grab it. Inside the warning track. I definitely do that thing where they, oh, there's a soft grounder to Kate Wilkerson, and she'll fire to first for the second out. I do that thing where the announcer, like, sees the ball, going, and then the shortstop catches it. It's something about the angle. I don't really get it, but when you're watching the game, you say, oh my God, what the heck's this guy doing? But when you're, like, calling it, it's a whole different, pardon the pun, but it's a whole different ballgame. Knox, wow, what a diving stop there. I thought that ball was going to be through. So Irish have been pretty good after that first inning, but they're still down 4-0 here. They got to get something going against Muhammad. And there's a well-hit ball to center field, but as the deepest part of the field, shouldn't be a problem for Sandy Harshwinner. One away.
The right fielder, number 10.
And Jackson Muhammad already has 4 walks here in the 4th inning. But so far, the Irish have not converted. And there's a broken bat single. Joey Eccles will flip to Muhammad for the second out.
The left fielder, number 14.
Broken bats, another thing they added to this game, and I absolutely love it. It is just absolutely delightful to me. So 60 pitches here in the 4th. And and got him on the inside slider, it looked like, or maybe curveball for the third out. Irish have yet to get a run across the plate in this one.
Batting, the catcher, number 23.
And this is Caitlin Wilkerson's second time through the lineup. She's actually been pretty good after that really rough first inning. But there's a well-hit ball. See if they go to the bullpen in this one. Ooh, almost hit him there. Looked like a slider that got away from her. There's a well-hit ball up the center, and boy, it just comes off the bat differently when Drake Baggins is at the plate.
Now batting, the center field. Now pitching.
They're going to bring in Rusty Fury. Yes. So 3 pitches, fastball, slider, changeup. He's a long reliever. I use him exclusively out of the bullpen when I play this team. When I play as this team. Because he's actually got a decent pitch selection and relief. But, ooh, there's one. That could be a double play. On to Bruiser, and he'll throw to Blevins for the double play.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
So
Number 6.
Fury's got a nice pitch selection as a reliever, I think, in this game. But 3 pitches really isn't enough for a start unless you're only planning on using him as an opener. So there's a grounder to Blevins, flips to Fury for the third out. And that'll bring us to the 5th and last inning of this little exhibition game. Boy, this has been fun.
The catcher, number now in the game, number 7.
So we're gonna switch out Baggins for Castor. When I was making Baggins, I was thinking more along the lines of like an aging catcher. There's a liner to splits at second.
Now batting,
And
second baseman, number 8.
so I kind of made him like his knees are kind of going. He doesn't have a great arm throwing to second. He doesn't have great backstop defense, but he's still got a tough bat. Wow. And that is some reaction time by Jackson Muhammad getting the second out.
Now pitching,
Oh, they're going to bring in Justice Carpenter to close this one out. So Vic Castor is kind of like that defensive backup where he has a terrible bat, but just excellent defensive catcher skills. It actually makes it a little bit tougher in this game because defense matters more, who you're going to play. But it's probably a good idea if you were playing this team to DH Baggins and play Castor. But there you have it. The Banditos take it. As the home team, they will not see a 5th inning on offense. Let's take a look at the box score here. Just the 4 runs in the first. That grand slam by Chip Morgan, giving them all they needed in this one. And there you see it. 1 home run in the game, 4 RBIs. So Kate Wilkerson takes the loss. Too bad. I really do think she's a good pitcher, but it's baseball. It happens. Rusty Fury, 1 inning of relief. No runs, no hits. So does a pretty good job there. Jackson Muhammad gets the win. Now, if this was a real game, obviously it would have gone longer. If it were a baseball game, he wouldn't get the win with just 4 2/3 pitched. He would have to pitch at least 5 innings. So Justice Carpenter actually would have gotten the win here. But this game doesn't model that because it allows you to do less than 5 innings. Player of the game honors, all 3 were Banditos today. The Irish weren't able to get any runs across and didn't have any particularly outstanding pitching performances either. So that should do it for this little exhibition game. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoy the commentary. I definitely enjoyed doing it. To be honest, I'm not really much of an actor. So, anyway, please feel free to leave a comment, leave any feedback you have, and this has been a blast. Have a great rest of your afternoon.